6 CT rounds there. But then also then Fnatic's very strong on their CT side, and OG only getting the 3 rounds. So definitely calls for upsets. I mean, we look at the Dignitas Vice stats on Inferno coming into that game, and it was not looking pretty, right? So never say never. But first pistol round is live. No more nades here on Dignitas Vice side. There's a good entry here from 4, so on to NBK. No kit again. I think we saw the same thing from OG on the CT pistol on Inferno. So retake has to be quick here.
Yeah, and you can just hide so well on the T side. Look at Dig's post plants. They've fallen right back to the trains. Heap is still trapped on the bottom train. He'll go down, but there's players back in main and behind E-Box as well. No tap on the bomb yet. Oh, that's a big kill from Issa. It's a trade onto Harry's 1 tap. They haven't tapped the bomb just yet, but the smoke is down, and that's forced all the fights that Forest wins alone. 4 in the round. I don't even know how that went down. Killing smoke players.
He got 2 through. He got 2 through the smoke, I think. I think maybe one was on top of the train. He nails that guy. He hits the guy through the smoke that was diffusing, and then he gets the 3rd. That's a 4 kill from Forest on that pistol round.
He gets off the defuse so quick. Like, you see the defuse animation come up, and then within a second, he's gone. Like, just 1 bulleted. Oof. Do you agree with the eco here?
I do, yeah. I mean, yes and no. I think Train is definitely one of the maps that you can argue that you can buy here for the second round, because you can buy like 2 scouts and pistols to kind of account for that, and there's a lot of long distance duels. I think the always problem is that, like we see here, Dignitas Vi do of the worrisome part of people always going inner, and it's very difficult to hold inner with a low buy. So for them here, we talk about, maybe this is a change that OG has done as well, knowing that they're not going to be as strong on that CT side, opting for more economy plays of not maybe buying these low buys as much. Something to pay in mind. Obviously, this is just round 2, but I'm sure might be seeing a little bit more ecos this half. So we'll see if they're a little bit more cautious on their money spending.
Yeah, we saw a lot of really good B takes in that game between Dig and OG on Train, with like super deep smokes thrown towards back con, thrown towards back yellow, thrown from the B halls. So Dig were taking a lot of room in those BXX. Not in this one, obviously, as an eco's on the other side. Dig don't want to give away guns. They want to fall back and save their weaponry. friberg needs to move if he wants to keep that Mach 10. And I mean, you can tap the bomb at this point. No one's falling for it. They know you don't have time. Or maybe they just want the kills.
No, but... Alright, good. 5 HP. He dies though.
Calculated. That'll do. Round is round, and OG guns now in the 3rd.
Yeah, we'll see what their approach is. So to your point here about them not buying, I think if you end up buying here 3rd, then yeah, sure, you're still going to be very much in the same spot you were in. I think that's why people start buying the 2nd round on CT side, because you just got a better buy round on the 4th round. But it's still, nonetheless, it's still not a bad buy here from OG. Obviously, the biggest thing is that they don't have any utility, and all on Aleksib, but could be possible. We know that there's no AWP on Dignitas Vi either. Mach 10 on friberg. It's an IV setup here early.
See, if you're Aleksib, you're hoping that friberg or Heap don't find you with these, with the Mach 10 and Galil. He doesn't have head armor, so he's a little more vulnerable than the rest of his team. Ooh, Aleksib trying to get aggressive with it, trying to get a little fancy down here in Ivy. Goes ahead of the Molotov. He's now holding for the boost. Lands the tag, but he's also got some damage onto him in response. And so now utility going over into this A-bomb site. Dignitas starting to make their moves, starting to get out through main. And there's the opener for CeRq. Any more where that came from? Issa waiting back here. Good for the 1st and the 2nd at that, before the trade is in for Heap. And now Forest out through the sandwich, getting ever closer to this bomb site. Sneaking his way in, trying to just run amok in the front lines. There's the 1st. Spots the man in heaven as well. Oh, in with the swing. Lots of damage. And friberg's there to finish the job. It's all left on to valde with this AUG.
Oh, wow. He actually ends up spraying there. That's very surprising. I don't think that Dignitas Vi knows where valde was there. Could have maybe done something. But obviously now getting that tell from him shooting the AUG will probably just mean, unless he gets a quick kill here, probably going to be saving. He doesn't have a kit either. He ends up going for it. I'm not sure if we had a kit on OG at all, so this is very risky. Playing
Look
it
at this,
safe.
man. Yeah, they're just not fighting him. And I love this, man. Like, it's so measured. It's not, you know, like you win around like this and no one's going, oh, man, like, you know, think about it. It doesn't look as cool as like going for the kill, but it just makes a lot of sense. You know, you just play the bomb timing. You know that they're on the back foot. You know that they didn't really have money, so the odds are he doesn't have a kit in that round. And they just play it safe. And it's annoying as well if you're valde, like not being given that fight that you're longing for. And so with that first rifle round, you know, it sets you up really, really well to get off to this good start early on in the half. Sorry, Rob, go ahead.
No, that's exactly what I was going to say. You know, when you end up doing that, you know, the option of not buying second round and you have that first full weapon round on third, you know, we see here it's obviously under low buy right, you know, not a lot of money being spent. So we should be 4 up, you know, Dignitas should be 4 up now, 4-0 up with the potential as well. This is really how you get these, you know, really dominant kind of sides as well with, you know, a very good early game, and then potentially, you know, you get to 1 round, but then not a lot of members alive. But this could be a potential of a reset round. It's a stack for the outside bomb side with the Eagles. I think that's Vi runs into, just leaving Forrest by his lonesome. Just because I say it should be a 4-0. As soon as I say that, it just kills comes raining in, man.
It's so typical, isn't it, man? And it's like, you know, you big it up because whenever you know anyone who's like commentating anything says that, they're meaning it in like, you know, according to kind of Counter-Strike logic, right? The team with all the guns, the team with all the utility, they should beat the pistols. But it always, and you know, you're not saying the pistols can't win, but that's just how it should be. And it feels so typical nowadays that every single time when you say that, of course the pistols come in and win it. You know, why wouldn't they? Nice bit of damage from Heap at least, right, to open up this round. Something that is interesting and kind of shitty for Dignitas is that, you know, that they win that first rifle and you're thinking like, all right, this is how they build. This is how they build up. This is how they get off to this good start. Well, you know, because it comes down to 2 players surviving, and you know, then you had like things like the Forest clutch, right, where it's just him left. A lot of these rounds have been close. So actually, your T-side bank account wasn't built up yet, and so losing that round to the pistols matters a lot to Dignitas because they're down to pistols of their own.
Yeah, and it was just Heap with the scout and armor, so sure, he gets the entry, but there's no nades to really hit this bomb site. It's just valde here, so sure, maybe getting the bomb down is maybe a guarantee, but winning the round, I say that, maybe I'm just jinxing OG here now, but it's going to be very difficult for Dignitas to get off the win here. Not even the bomb plant, actually.
Ooh. Tagged players, 1 shot potential for Heap.
No.
Oh boy, NBK's low as well. Maybe, just maybe, there's a chance. He swaps to the AK, going in very deep. NBK's above, he's not considering it right now. Timing is everything. Now NBK turns, Heap has the shot, and he knows, that it's right behind him. This has come on the pop flank, no one from Con, and this is fighting open. Oh, it felt like Heap had the chance to run A there if he'd cottoned onto that flank. It's very common to see him in pop in this map, coming in on those B flanks. So that's something to keep in the back of your mind. Not around for Heat, but a damn good try in what was a 1-on-4.
Yeah, and I mean, if anything as well, the damage you've done to the OG's economy, very much down to the resets. Is-As 2.9k obviously staying alive, but he's the one guy that has any more money in the bank. First full weapon round now for both of these teams. Valde ends up going for an aggressive early push for inner. It's a flash from Aleksib, but gets traded instantly. Not even traded, gets killed. Now it's a fast play onto the inner bomb side here. Aleksib misses the shot initially, and that's not going to be helpful. Gets the first one out of it, but I think that's Vi has the bomb side now, taking more map control here as well. And we see the positions from OG. It's going to be a safe call right off the bat. No, well, as I say that, just from getting that kill alone, this is a call now for you that you go for it. Probably should have maybe opted to not as gone as aggressive there now, but I think smokes are still up and there's not going to be a flank here now. So still on a 3-on-3 with nades in the hands of OG, so still winnable.
Oh, yeah, that kill getting given over. Now they're really enticed right now. They're really looking to go for it. Heap up close to this smoke. He's already had heroics once, and taking them off for that bomb means that this round should be locked in for Dignitas. Man, Heap is so good. Like, you've really got me on board the Heap hype train now.
I'm telling you, man, Heap is a thing, man. Like, look how quick he kills NBK that 1 versus 4 round. Like, NBK, I'm sure on his screen, like, he barely sees Heap before he gets tagged, right? He has 7 HP left. The fact that he even gets that headshot He is very crispy.
No, I absolutely love it, man. Even the fact that he gets that round so close, and then in this one here, like, he plays it to perfection, right? He's not edging out for fights that he doesn't need to take. He's playing around that smoke that actually OG ended up dropping, and he's using it to his advantage. Like, he's turning things that OG have tried to throw down to make their lives easier against them, and in a way where he's leaving nothing to chance, you know? Like, even by delaying them getting on the bomb, even if he didn't get that kill, well, that would have been enough to win them the round. So yeah, I think we're seeing a very like balanced kind of performance out of him. Like, he's got the aim to carry you through in those rounds where you really, really need him to, but then he's got the brain to know when to peel off and when the better option is actually not to fight. And that's a really nice skill to have.
Yeah, that's very unique. That takes a while to get used to as well, especially in the pro scene as well, of when to peak and not to peak, and knowing the tendencies. Like I said as well, we saw the Adam there, right? When we have full map control inner, and for him to keep on pushing, for example, you could argue that maybe he shouldn't have done that, right? It kind of gets OG back into the game, but nonetheless, it's another push here for inner, and we know that OG saved 3 weapons, and it's a setup here for inner. Valde gets the one, NBK gets a kill for outside and Ivy there, but it's a trade, and it's a 3-on-3 situation now. Dignitas have inner bomb site control. It's a fast round from Aleksib, and Hada goes down.
He's just tucking in now. He's got that deep smoke, but Oil player pushed up. Forest still hits that shot very quick. And the Orb has cover as well. mantuu, surely an impossible round in the 1v2. He may have to kip, but no one's offering up kills, and he has to move quick. Forest is still ducking behind default. And mantuu just has to throw in the towel, put up the white flag, and walk away.
I think it has to be said that the trade work really stands out for Dignitas, right? Like, so many of these rounds end in 1v2s for OG, and that just screams that the Dig are doing a great job of not only getting like an entry, but then being able to trade effectively off of it. You know, you'll very, very rarely see them in like a 1v2 post plant. It feels like they're always worst case scenario down in like 2v2s. And those are very, very winnable for the T's, right? You can use that bomb almost like a third man, play around it. Pressure's kind of off your shoulders then, and suddenly it's all on OG. And that was even the case back on Inferno, right? That entire T-side streak of rounds were mostly kind of culminating in these 1v2 attempts for OG that they could never even get into. This is a really on-point looking Dignitas and an OG that's being forced to come up with solutions. Now, last time they were in this position, they weren't able to figure anything out. They need solutions now. They really, really do. I think mantuu could be one of those solutions in question, right? His AWP hasn't really had much of a chance at action in this game just yet. A lot of times he's been rotating into B, into a lost bomb site, and then just having to hold on to it. So he might have to kind of, you know, reposition, rethink how he's looking to approach this with these B hits that have been coming through. Would love to see him perhaps, you know, try even something like an upper peak.
Yeah, I mean, they tried with the Valde going aggressive inner for the one time. Didn't really work out, but I mean, you're right though. I think can't really remember now what OG's approach was on that Dignitas first game on Monday there. But with the economy not being probably as they wanted to very much like this round, they don't have a lot of utility, so you kind of force them in like these weird kind of wonky positions where they want to be aggressive, but at the same time they don't really have the utility to support it. So you see these stacks instead. It's a great entry from Hada onto Issa. It's an inner stack from OG as well. Seem to have an answer for everything at the moment.
Yeah, Aleksib leaves.
Yeah.
It's a good read. All the barrel. The AWP just given away. mantuu missing his shot. The close peak, but he hits it the second time around. NBK dies from the AWP on Ivy. They knew that was there anyway. And luckily, Aleksib has come on that pre-rotate in time. He's got the second AWP. Valde's stuck in on B right now. Aleksib's picking up the pieces, and mantoo's still here to play as well. Oh, Aleksib, the second AWP is just so good. And Dig, they're being trapped right now, boxed in.
Timing is going to be... Oh, look at that. Yep. Oh, no.
Oh, no. Surely mantuu has it.
Yeah, I mean, timing is just up there. That's insane. That's a nice hold from OG. There's a double off setup outside trying to hold when they've lost Ivy control and they've lost sandwich control at the same time. That's very impressive by them. I think Aleksib's second shot there really saves them for that round onto Freiburg.
And even the B walk push for valde comes down, pop, and cleans up the 3v1. Doesn't need the AWP to close it. And yeah, I actually love seeing Aleksib on the AWP on TRAİN. Like, you know, any map really, but he is really, really good at just getting things done on this rotate role. Even though they were triple inner, like you said, as Dig set 4 towards B, they get a pick and they double back. Aleksib read that. He rotated out of B as soon as his first teammate died. He just knew they weren't committing off that kill. Now they are. It's Glocks, and it's fast at that. So Molly dropped by valde. It's actually a filter out heaven for Dig to avoid that utility. And valde, we've seen this before, we'll see it again. Not as successfully, though. jaCkz falls to his death. And hopefully a bomb can go down.
He dropped the bomb when he fell.
Yeah,
that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I was twice to try to go for a bomb plant there. Didn't work out. Good hold again from OG, preventing the bomb from going down. Aleksib calling right now, hands down on the keyboard. Might have been a timeout called. But yeah, more rounds now in the favor of OG than we saw, you know, on Monday, and that's really what we're talking about, right? And especially now they've picked up, like, strung 2 rounds together because of the poor state of Dignitas Vi's economy. So definitely, I think we're probably going to be seeing a much closer scoreline here on TRAİN. 8-7, 9-6 half maybe.
Yeah, I think having this this second AWP and the money for it can be a bit of a game changer, right? Because, you know, we weren't really getting to see much out of mantuu, as we were saying, but now that you've got that double AWP potential, you know, think about Aleksib. He's been playing that rotate role down in connector. That means that wherever you go for Dig now, you are going to be running into at least one of these AWPs. And so that's where, you know, we can look at guys like jaCkz to really have to start feeling like he's making a difference here and whittling away at these AWPers on the CT side. Dig steering clear of the B bomb site in this round. Instead, keep the majority of players over here towards outside. Just Harry throwing in a bit of utility, making some noise over towards this B side of the map. But it's Forest to open up, and there is the man advantage taken for Dignitas. They've managed to leave themselves in a 5-on-4. And I like this, man. So often when Dig do get this opener, they don't always just, you know, kind of commit on the back of it or look to overextend. They are just playing the numbers game at this point, knowing that the pressure is going to be on OG to fill this gap that they've just created. They now go back towards this B bomb site. Now, OG have been all right at reading this for the most part. You know, they frequently have had players in the right place to respond to this slowdown. And this round, no exception, there is already a second man inside of B.
Oh, the nade through the skyline.
And that's a read. That's a read as well. Because Forest was in T-Con before.
Exactly.
That's not who killed Forest. So they should know this as well. Yeah, I was going to say, they should know that valde should be here somewhere. Oh my god, he picks up the nade at the same time. That's a nice, to your point, right? I think that's really something that Dignitas Vi does really well. You know, they get their entry, they slow down the pace a little bit, work their picks a little bit. OG has a nice read, though. I can't believe the timing on the HG.
Yeah, it's well played. It's like the penny drops for OG. They're like, wait, Forest? He was A. Oh no, they're all here.
But that's why that could have been dangerous. You know, if you don't think about who kills you, right? And especially when you're dead, like you're the one that tries to keep track and calls stuff for your team, right? Someone has to. Exactly. So as soon as Forest goes side, he should look at, okay, valde kills me, and then he should look at when the guys are in the bomb site. As soon as that first kill goes down, and it's not valde, like I'm sure that Forest is screaming there. Yeah, I'm sure he's screaming there. They're like, that's not him. That's not him. One more. And that's four players alive from Dignitas Vi. We talked about the economy. OG can still buy here, but it's in poor state for both of these two teams. So having 4 members alive was definitely a bonus.
I'd love to hear your thoughts on actually that kind of topic, right? When the flash assist in the kill feed change happened, there were definitely some vocal pro players talking about how they didn't like it, didn't like how your opponents could see who threw your flash. So say, for example, we're playing B together and I pop flash you and you get a kill. Well, that's information to the enemies that, okay, you didn't flash yourself. There's actually 2 players here. How do you feel about that as like an ex-pro player that you know, maybe should that be disabled, or is it fair game?
I think they talked about that as well, of like showing all the utility and stuff like through radar when that came out a few years ago as well. And I think argument can be made of like this is very much a game of, you know, you win with communication.
Yeah.
And I think as stuff like that, I think for the pros they argued of like, you know, you're making it easier. But I do think that it, you know, people have gotten used to it now. I think that it does help of like, you know, it does cause for more rotates, and I think that it does help with the communication. So I don't mind it all too much. It does, like you're saying though, you do have to, you know, pay a little bit more attention, and the calls should be there. See here though, valde in a good spot here for upper. See if Hade clears it. He does have to Hugo's point before Hade's point, Harry's point rather, that they always try to trade, and we see the same thing here.
Nice.
Oh dear, but jaCkz snuck out, and they don't know about this. They don't know that he got down the ramp, so he blindsides MBK. mantuu, though, is still primed and ready to go, and the Orbs really doing it all in that round there for the side of OG. You really do just feel the difference of, like, you know, having this double AWP, and when you have that opportunity to have at least one of them in the right place at the right time, they are delivering and they are looking good. There's 18 kills between mantuu and Aleksib for the side of OG, and a lot of them coming off of this AWPing that we've got right now. The only downside, obviously, is that this double AWP investment is a big investment to pull through, and so you need your money to be in good standing throughout the rest of this game, OG, if they want to fall back on it. And so this round is a chance to do exactly that, right? A chance to keep things nice and clean and build up some bank, keep this this double AWP as an availability looking forward. So you're hoping for a clean round here if you're OG.
I think here for Dignitas Vi obviously opting for a save. They could have bought, but I like this call as well. Rather be safe, and you know that your weapon rounds are really good. So they have been opting for a lot of inner, and it's going to be the same thing here. And I think it might be just on purpose, just to get the mindset for OG of like, hey, we need you to play 2 inner, because starting next round, we're going to start hitting outside a little bit more.
Oh, they get in. Can they get the bomb down, though? Doesn't look like it. Forest is arriving way too late to get this bomb planted, surely. And there he is, put in the grave. OG onto 6, tying us up. Robert, if ever, you know, someone wanted to not stop playing, you know, like forever, but short notice, and they needed a sub, who would be the one to go in? Would it be you, or would it be Halvor?
It wouldn't be me, right, as a ping.
Okay, yeah.
Even when I was a coach, that was always going to be the problem of, like, you know, if one of the guys didn't show up, like, what am I supposed to do, right? 180 ping on the West Coast.
120 ping, back in, first official. It's been years since we've seen him in the server. But here he is.
I think the argument of like having the 6th man, like for example, we always had times like in like 2015, we had like, for example, when Kerrigan stood in for us one time, and he was actively on the team and stuff like that, and that's been, you know, a rare occurrence. And I think now with the major changes, you're supposed to have a 6th member that might not be your coach, right? Because the coach spends a lot of time in game, but doesn't play the game. So like it's very, you know, you're better off just picking up even, you know, a 15-year-old that doesn't know anything, and just as long as he can shoot headshots, right? You don't know the strats.
You should sign Harry then. Get him as the you know, the 6th man of Dig.
I don't know, man. I don't think we could have 2 Harrys in one team. That would be a bit confusing.
Yeah. Got something there.
No, I'm starting to confuse myself sometimes when I say the
right.
and the Harry. Let's try and do a Y. Yeah.
Harry and Hugo.
Yeah, I'm trying to say Hades in the Norwegian. Hades.
Your pronunciation's better than mine. Keep in mind, Dig, last time they were here, 12 rounds on the T side, right? They're not able to get that much this time around. But let's see how they clean up this half. Whether they even win it still, or if OG can piece it together. Default for Dig. Not really playing for a pick, not going super aggro out of main. Got that B hold on, 2 players there for OG as well as Alexi's AWP. mantuu is still back in the yard, watching Ivy from a very safe position with his teammates inside a pop and very close main. So OG have a good amount of info. The only position they're not playing aggro is Ivy, and I guess that is a risk considering Dignitas have 3 here, but mantuu's going to be able to surely get a pick from his position and stay alive without getting traded. So let's see how this goes as Dig set up 40 seconds, looking to split the A site.
It's really important here now for Dignitas Vi. The call here from Freiburg should be made of like, once he either goes down or kills the guy. There's a very aggressive setup from OG here on T-Con and ladder room, right? So when you come out Ivy here, you really want to ensure, we talk about where you plant the bomb. You want to be safe and not plant towards ladder room and TCon at this point. But here we go. Misses the first shot on Aleksib, and they're out.
Ooh, but MBK still holding on to main, and suddenly you're down to 2 if you're Dignitas here. They want to get this bomb planted. Bit of damage out, and the molly's going to finish the job, but it is all left onto Heap. 1v3 on the plate. It's certainly tall order in question now. Heap having a fall out, but he has gotten away. He has snuck away from that bomb. And my word, Heap on for the what would have to be the ace 1v3 clutch. They've given him room, and that might be their undoing here. You don't want to give this guy any room to play around with. We can assure you of that. They're looking for him. They can't find him. They're thinking, where the hell has he gone? But there it is, mantuu with the spot on the angle, ready to go. Damn good try from Heap. You know, he gets it close, just trying to play the timing, but he had to still be near enough to get them off the bomb if they did try and stick it. And it's that peek into mantuu that ends up being the undoing of Heap.
Yeah, he jiggles, and so mantuu went like swiping, spots him, and then composed to make the call. All right, stick the bomb. I got the kill. But yeah, I understand why Heap wants to jiggle there. He wants to get a kill. He also doesn't want to give away his position, but he knows if they actually stick the bomb, like he needs to run to actually stop them from Ivy. So it's a very compromised spot. He's hoping they discount him, and they almost did. Really nice try in the 1v3. Bomb planted though, not buy off of it. Dig remain on pistols. Bit of util behind it. Maybe an exec round into B. They got 4 players here. Or 3 rather.
Well, bomb's over at Ivy. So they know as well, they've been running these inner executes to try to get the bomb down. OG should know that Dignitas does not have a lot of money. But they're playing a little bit more defensive here this time around, so if they would have done an inner execute again, they would have probably gotten the bomb down at least, but...
Flashes, smokes, everything you need and more. But not the kills. Valde finds the headshot to Harry. friberg is here. His teammate backs up to pop, but actually reconsiders. Boris is coming back towards the ramp. friberg's pushing the smoke. He's hoping that his double fake can keep OG in, but yeah, no one is. MBK's gone back to Ivy. 3 CTs were on A still, and OG deal with that play very well. Now this is a far better half for OG, right? Maybe a chance to win 9.
And I kind of lean into I said 9-6, but you know, you could argue that maybe it would have been for Tisa, but I think very much here now, right? Like we talk about economy on CT side, this is where I think as soon as they got the double up startups, and you know, Dignitas had the one opportunity to kind of get away from that, but they could still afford it to 1 more round. And they've done a really good job with the holds. You can see if they can make it 8-7 though. Why is that argue that this is a really good half from OG from what we've seen from them so far from this event twice?
Yeah, this is kind of more in line as well with the OG we got to see in that Fnatic TRAİN game, right? Where they did bring the heat there a lot more. Oh! All right, friberg, give him a little taste of that, mate. Oh! Then he misses the Molotov. Oh, friberg, man. He hits the impossible shot, the shot he didn't even know he was hitting. But it has, you know, that Molotov has actually delayed him getting pop control. Now he's got to worry about, you know, maybe someone else could have rotated in. There could be a player still waiting outside of pop for the trade, for the swing. Boris going to push the go button over here in main. And with that kill there, onto mantuu. Now the pace is getting picked up. Pushing their way in towards this site. MBK trapped in Olof, has pressure. Run back of main. It was actually mantuu to die earlier on, rather. And the rest of the gang fall shortly thereafter. It is going to be 7 on the board for Dig to round out this half. Oh, hi there, everybody. Dignitas versus OG. It's trekking on, 8-7. Much better game out of OG than what we saw last time on TRAİN. And now moving into the T half. This pistol could be the kind of kick up the arse that one of these two teams needs to leapfrog themselves into the lead. So early on, lots down towards Ivy with a couple of players heading in and maybe for the pop drop already. 2 players out of the round for Dignitas. It's friberg and jaCkz on the receiving end of those pistols. And now the CT wrap is in. This is ending on the B site, but Dignitas... Oh! Oh! hang on a second. It's all gone a little bit wet and wild down here in CT. MBK should be good to mop it up.
What? We need
And
to see
indeed
that
he
again.
is.
What was that?
Show me that kill again right now. 3 kills for MBK on a pistol. It feels like it's a necessity at this point. Jumping USP 1 tap at range. You don't see that every day. Hopefully we have it. Hopefully we do. Maybe later. Maybe later. Absolute filth.
Yeah, Harry's like 1 kill was kind of cool, but...
Oh, mantuu. MBK's running around our pod. We got the pick from mantuu. He's out main, and the MAC-10's running wild. Heap. Great shot. Somehow down to 1, and he's gone. Forest hiding behind the smokes. He's cordoned off. They can just plant in his face, and there's nothing he can do about it.
Oh, 2v2 now. No kit though, so still have to get a move on. Oh, had Hatter landed that shot on 10BK. Would have been possible, but now I think it's would be near impossible for jaCkz here to win this round. And another round on the board for OG, only keeping 2 members alive though, but it was a buy from Dignitas Vi, so this should be... I said that, but obviously this is the round that Dignitas Vi lost on their T side. It should be a safer round at least.
Hello. Check this.
I mean...
Yeah.
I feel like we used to see more jump headshots in the past, and it doesn't happen as often now, but when it does, like... I mean, I have no words, man. Like,
What
that's
can
insane.
you say? Yeah.
Yeah. Full eco here is just Hatter that bought an upgraded pistol. It was an outside stack, but they're moving out to inner now instead. Rounds like these, when you don't have any firepower, you might as well just go for a straight gamble. And they make the wrong call. OG is just executing outside instead. A lot of nades being thrown, I like that. Rather be safe. There's so many small areas that you have to kind of clear outside on TRAİN.
Ooh. Close, but not quite.
Yeah, it would be nice to get on the kill, some damage at least, but... I was gonna say, there's no way you're gonna get to save that AK, I think, but he was trying to throw it away. I mean, now there's only 2 guys left for OG here. There's a lot of damage being done. And valde as well, forced to save the MAC-10, so only really taking away an AK here for OG this round. Sure, it's a round on the board, but that was a lot of unnecessary deaths, I'd argue.
Yeah, you take that eco, but here's where the interest peaks once again. AWP out.
Yeah, I think there's a good deal of pressure on jaCkz to perform in this second half. You know, you think about the kind of impact that mantuu and Aleksib admittedly couldn't find early on, but then when they did, OG were onto a winner with that double orb. jaCkz, 5 kills to his name. I think if there ever was a time for us to have him step up, it's got to be now, right, on this CT half. Oh, was in with the chance, but the flash having a turn from it.
It's a good first round from OG here as well. Opting for like a fake for outside. The timing here is a little bit off though for OG. You tend to go inside here on timing here, but I think they actually opt for a cancel call. Now we should have a reset of the round at least. But we look at the utility on the Dignitas Vi side, and it's pretty dry now. And for OG, they still have at least have enough nades for this inner execute. Pop flash over. Smoking connector. It's Forest. It's going to be helping out Hatter here on the inner bomb train.
Deep deep smokes and the flashes down. Halle hiding in the back. Flusha S spot, and he finds one. Forest is still here at the back of the site. Dropping another bomb, getting planted, but they kill a rotation. It's the AWP gone. Issa as well. Mantuu and MBK and Valde rather, who's getting aggressive, but he's swung by 2, leaving just the AWP. Now no smoke, and he has the molly for the bomb. If he uses it too early, it won't matter. Timing is everything here for Mantuu. They can afford to wait that one out currently. They have the kit. They just need the kill. Will Mantuu give it to them? Nice shot. They're on it though, full stick, full defuse. He sees someone move. Is that going to keep him away from the fight? No. The defuse comes in and he goes for the peek. AWP can be saved, and the round certainly was by Dig.
Yeah, nice retake there. Forest there in a good position. Obviously, Hade is the bait there. Gets the first. I think he dinks a second one. Forest in a good spot. And then when Aleksib decides to push as well, Freiburg is there to help him out. So a good little retake. With Heap going down there, though, it's only 2 members alive from Dignitas, so still a very important round here now coming up. That was a good first T round though call from Aleksib. I think I would have liked to see that a little bit more on timing when you actually did come out from T connector there before the smoke set faded when you went back. You do have a small little timing there of a few seconds where you can do an execute inner before the rotate come in. That timing wasn't really met, so they ended up going for a little bit of a slower round instead. This is where we see that same situation. And we talked about the economy, and especially the round before for OG, they only kept 2 members alive. A little bit sloppy play there, which now forces them on this, like a little bit of a wonky buy, obviously, opting for a lot more utility. But Issa's forced on a Deagle, MBK on SMG. Aleksib with a Galil, so definitely not the firepower that you wanted, but at least you can be happy enough with the utility. Now this is the round I was talking about. A little bit more on timing. Now Hade should be, yeah, caught in a rough spot there. Ended up wanting to fall back even more so. This is, I was going to say, this is a really wonky, this could be a fast save call here from Dignitas based on how the round progressed there, and you know, you lost all map control and there's no one there to kind of help out. Very much what I was expecting first round from Aleksib on that call, but works out for second. Yeah, and OG should definitely be on the chase here. Even if their economy is not great, they are in the lead, bombs down. They know that Dignitas by obviously going for that fast save call.
Yeah, Aleksib waited pretty perfect timing here. Now they're still watching him. Didn't catch them getting into Ivy. And he's actually not fully hunting yet. Maybe he lets him get away. I mean, knowing that they're likely for Ivy with an AWP as well, like probably not a favorable fight for Aleksib, so it's fair. But no exits to be had, just the round. And you take it, you're OG, you're 4 away from a win here, you're 4 away from taking us to Dust 2. Dig, I mean, yeah, saving in seconds, losing Harry Inner, and nothing they can do about it. It's an unfortunate round. If anything, maybe he's caught off guard by the fact that when we see that similar round just a moment ago, OG did wait longer, right? They did take more time to reset in group 5 towards B, whereas this time the pace catching him off guard. He's not expecting him to be so quickly out the door. And Freiburg took it a quick look at this man go. Nade into main. He's lost Deep already, climbing up. Mantuu's on top faster. And Forest is being chased by the Mac 10. It is brutal on this A site. 2 CTs left standing with a smoke shot from Zywoo. Maybe there's a chance after all.
Oh, another one. Oh, maybe a third. Maybe it's happening. They hear the reload. They know that he's lost in this smoke. They can't quite find Aleksib yet, but there it is. What a turnaround.
Oh my God.
Zywoo's in with another.
Beast.
The 2 Norwegians on the team, that's a nice round to win. I was getting a little bit upset there for a second. So I'm like, damn, you know, it's how it's gonna go, you know, end up, you know, OG sort of rushing the bomb side. But man, what a hold! That second shot through the smoke as well.
I mean, that's the thing, you know, it's like they know all the Swedes of the organization are watching, and so really stepping up and showing that, you know, it's not that there was no way to win that round. There was no way to win that round, and now 9 on the board for Dig. Investment back in for OG, but it's not all that. You know, you're down to just a handful of these rifles. Galil's in play as well. Deagle even up on Aleksib. or rather mantuu. He should be dead here, and there it is, right? So blind from
nice
that
pop
flash
there too.
Yeah.
And that was on purpose. You kind of see as well, he doesn't hear the sound cue because he's walling at the same time. Hence why OG had two members there circling around ladder room. This is a little bit riskier from CeRq. AWP up in the ladder room here. Hopefully we won't see the same flashbang, but gotta try something here, being the man down.
God, if they did the same flash again, he'd be raging, man. That's when he should be all good, right? Like shotgun AWP in here. It's only gonna get weird if they try and like double drop, right? Because then really you're thinking like best he can get is one. If they do end up just walking it dry though.
Oh my God! No, he gets.
jaCkz, he gets out of there. Now into main. There is Issa waiting here. Look at him on this aggression, and there it is. He's repositioned, and he's taken away from OG. They Molotov him out. They say, all right, mate, you can get trapped in this little cage. jaCkz, the animal, unleashed in this round. Now coming in a little bit later, the bomb is down, but there's the boost for Harry. The double up as well is in. Mantuu's bested Forest in the meantime, so it's down to jaCkz and Harry again to try and make this round happen. The bomb ticking against them. The pressure is on for Dignitas. Harry in through the sight, blind as a bat, and valde waiting back here in Pop Dog. jaCkz never saw him earlier on, so they don't know about this pop position. They're first trying to deal with the man in Ivy, and they can't. That late swing from valde really applies pressure, forces them into that engagement Ivy side, and ends up being an OG round.
jaCkz does his damn best in that one. MBK, he gets that con pick after the plant, and Harry's boosted con. MBK has no idea. I don't know what happened to the comms there for OG.
Yeah,
just runs right past him, but hey, it doesn't cost them anything. The retake can't manifest, and Dig, they're falling short. I think this one might be getting too far gone. They're going to be relying on their next gun round, and that is it. Full eco here, almost. A couple of deagles. Great little round on the A site for OG, despite jaCkz really causing issues with that AWP, you know, getting the pop shot, dropping back to main, killing the flank. Some damage done. Oh, picking up the deagle almost cost valde, but instead he gets another opener, and OG, even though there's two players here, they can just commit, they can be fine. It's a 5-on-2, they got the guns.
Yeah, we'll see what OG decides if they're gonna go and opt for going down lower here. It might just be a fake somewhere first. Yeah, with jaCkz going down there now. I think there's plenty of time on the clock as well to just get some more information. We might not see, especially not now, I was gonna say we might not see any inner executes. Probably gets the one at least, but that's about it. But yeah, 14-9 now. It's going to be another great buy from Dignitas Vi here, but definitely an uphill battle. I think OG has been abusing a lot of the outside of, you know, getting a guy out. And I think with Dignitas Vi trying to find an answer to that, I think that they find themselves right now in a position where they don't really know where to have OG. I think Aleksib has a lot of options here on how he wants to call. Even if he wants to go back and do some inner bomb side calls at this state, I think that he can do so. I think that round that jaCkz got caught off guard inner, we kind of saw on the binning map there as well what Dignitas Vi was trying to do, and they were trying to play 4 outside, so jaCkz trying to get in a much more defensive position after laying the first nade down. Might still see the same. We might also see a double up setup here coming in just to try and change the pace here a little bit. It's going to be exciting to see what the answers have been here now for both of these two squads after the timeout was called. Not a lot of money on the board for OG at least, so if we talk about a potential comeback, I'm stringing rounds together for Dig. 2 rounds that they need, and then OG should be forced on a save. Yeah, so they did try something in the beginning. Like I said, they were worried about the guy that kept on jumping out from T-Con, so we see the tendency here. They go for 5 guys outside initially with a nade stack and an aggressive play for outside, and there's a bit of a battle going on. Forrest with 2 kills there, and BK gets a 1 trade on Freiburg. But it's a 4-on-3 situation now. Forrest, 22 HP left. But a good start of this round.
Yeah, just grouping B out of desperation here. At least there's only 1 player in it right now. Digger putting each player on a position in the yard. Harriet is playing very passive at B, those jump spotting at spools, so he's more playing for the retake. They don't have a kick currently. Interesting decision. Could cost Dig. Especially with 2 Molotovs still up. For what could be a post plant. There's no smoke on the other side. Here comes the play. Let's see how this combo turns out. OG running down the rail as well. They're going straight towards connector, trying to clear the back of the site. Harry positioned safe on the ladder, waiting. They don't know he's here. As far as OG are aware, B is clear, but they know those rotates are coming soon. One of the 2 mollies used for connector. Valde re-smoking deep as well. Right-click smoke might be hurt by Heap. Now the retake is on.
Oh, Valde with the
mollies
swing.
as well.
Oh,
no.
Hauser wanted to land that. There it is.
Nice.
That's how he makes up for it. Through the smoke, Valde's been deleted, and that leaves it all on mantuu, but he's the top performer in a big way for OG. They're on the bomb, they're sticking it, and it's a nail-biter for Hauser, man. Just on the jiggle, he lands the shot. So Dignitas, they recover that. They get back in. You know, you thought maybe Valde's aggression in the connector had done enough, getting that double on those rotating players, but oh man, jaCkz with that big smoke kill to kind of pick up the pace, to propel them into that retake. Helped out as well by Harriet. And so that's the lock-in for Dignitas. Still in with a chance, right? Only 2 players surviving means that the money situation doesn't get any brighter for Dig, and OG still come in with this buy. They've been very aggressive with their purchases, right? Always going for them when they're available. And so that's kept the pressure applied to Dignitas.
2 Norwegians again, touching enough for Dignitas buy there. 2-on-3 situation. Was looking a bit too close for comfort, but round win nonetheless. And Freiburg opting for ladder room this round with the SMG.
Oh, pop spam almost does something for Forest. They're going to duck below it and walk B.
I can see this call from Aleksib because, you know, I think the argument can be made for last round of like, we should have won that. Like, you know, they were playing pretty defensive, obviously giving us the bomb side, and we kind of see the same here now from Dignitas. Positions wise, it's a little bit better. We have Freiburg obviously very close on the flank this time around, but Harre will be the sole defender of this bomb site.
Yeah, so he needs to do quite well here, and that smoke, man, that's just kind of cancelled him out. Now, not the end of the world, right? If you can post up for a 5v5 retake, it is a little bit weird, it's a little bit wild, and you will feel uncomfortable because OG have gotten so aggressive. But you're at least even odds. You didn't lose Harriet in that site take. Now the push is coming in from Dig, and they have to be ready for all these close angles. There's the swing, and they're just not, man. These close players really getting a hell of a lot out of them.
Wow.
And so they pressure everyone for Dig. Harriet left in this one. Does get it down to the 1v3, but the odds still forever stacked against him. And it's never really going to recover to a point where he wants to go for it. Feigns the save back in through CT, but he shouldn't be in a position to get away with the round, right? It will just be this save.
Yeah, and you can see the setup there. I mean, it was definitely a planned kind of retake from Dignitas there, with Harre as well up by the slope there with the flashbang onto Heap. Gets the first kill, but the setup there for OG, I think the worrisome part there when you do a retake setup is that you're kind of hoping that it's not going to be 5 versus 5. OG did a really good job in taking a lot of space away from Dignitas buy on this bomb. So we see on the minimap right now, look at the positioning. Very, very hard to retake at that. You can at least want to get yourself like a 1 kill at least when they come in to allow yourself a little bit more space, but not gonna happen. 15-10 now. Map point in favor of OG. We do have a buy though. AWP still on CeRq, but Freiburg is left with a 5-7. 5-round deficit that they need to come back from if they want to make it to overtime.
We need a hero here. Well, this one might be going to dust. OG grouping. 2 on the Ivy side, still split right now. The bomb is in spawn. That's a B pick for jaCkz. He takes his AWP up the ramp to good success. It's nice to see Dig playing a little closer towards B rather than this very passive retake setup that is costing the bomb site in back-to-back rounds. MBK trying to clear main, Heap hiding, Freiburg drawing them in, and Heap can trade, but he can't get away with more than one. 3-on-3, Aleksib swapping guns, Forest backing up, Harry wins his fight, and Digger's still in this round, very much so. The AWP has rotated outer as well. Both players T-Con bound, one's even crept out.
Yeah, they still haven't seen Aleksib be. He is a lot closer than they're ready for, and Forest might just be a dead man walking here. Up on the ladder, but he's not going to be able to stall this one out any longer. The little jump down, and there it is, the trade. At least locking that in. mantuu left in the 1v2, but pretty tall order for him. Up close, lands the tag, but it's not the killing blow that was needed. So 11 for Dignitas Vi. As now they try and close the gap again. However, and this is always going to be the problem you're going to have, it is going to feel very, very grindy. Right, like as we've said, OG, they kind of like throwing these purchases in. If they can get like 3 rifles up in the round, then it's very, very common to see them go for it. And with how the money is, you know, they can keep doing that if they'd like. They're not going to now, though, because they are feeling the pressure a little bit. And so they do decide to take a bit more of a relaxed approach to the buy in this one, just Deegs.
I mean, that's experience, right? Like, you don't need to buy here. Like, you have a lot of bombs to play with. Yeah, MBK killing Heap here is obviously a bonus. Still very much winnable, but why take a gamble when you don't need to? There's still 3 rounds left after this one, so play it safe if you're OG.
Love that angle from CeRq. Only open to the leg peak on the ramp, not actually the top rail. They run through the smoke. Ballsy play, OG looking for the plant. They're going to get it. Snow Nace stop them. CeRq needs to hit some bangers right now with this orb. Pistol is out. You know he got leg, and he finishes onto Aleksib. His team are flooding in. This shouldn't be a problem. Trying to grab guns, upgrade from Glocks. It's only MBK. Nice tag, but can't finish the job. And it's going to be Dig finding another round. Still keeping themselves in this one very much. Big round from CeRq. 3 away.
Plant nonetheless, though. So coming into this round, you could argue sure for Dignitas as well. Great buy here. Best one they've had all half. OG has a lot of money as well here now, so that was a nice shot from MBK there in the beginning. I would like Dignitas right here to continue with their nade stacks here a little bit. We see OG obviously not going T-Con right now, but I think keep putting the pressure there, not allowing it, because I think we would be seeing, I was gonna say a fast round at least, and it's out in ladder room. Same kind of play though. It's a fake for outside. This is what I was talking about though. It's still a retake situation here for Dignitas Vi for inner bomb site, but now at least it's a 5-on-4 situation. Oh, I was gonna say how they can't die here yet, but now they're here at least for backup, so.
Oh no, Freiburg down and out for the count. Valde with this aggression again. Always good for a couple, it feels like, but this round it's only 1. It's a 3-on-3 to decide if Dignitas can keep this going. And look at Aleksib on this wrap round. He might have a double here. There's the first. The trade is found for Harry, and that's huge. Forest is on a flank of his own, but back inside of the site is mantuu holding on to the ramp rotation. Harry taken out by MBK and OG. They take us to a 3rd map.